Yeah. First off, just want to thank all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Today, what I want to do is I want to talk about just strange things that happened at Bank of America. So, for people that have been following me a while, you know that I worked at Bank of America for 11 years. So I was there for a long ass time, seen a lot of people come and go. Learned a lot when I was there too. One thing I will say about Bank of America is when it comes to the people there, the people that work there, like on a peer level, they were dope as fuck. Met a lot of good friends there, like a lot of good friends, a lot of cool ass people that I still interact with to this day. Like I had a lot of love for a lot of people that were there that I met there. Cool ass fucking people, for real. Like especially like I said, when it comes to like a peer level. When it comes to a peer level, like the people I was on the phone with day in and day out, cool as fuck. And that's not just one department either. Like that was on numerous and multiple different departments. I always met somebody in every department that I went to. It was real fucking cool. Like really cool. I worked for Wells Fargo for a while. Wells Fargo, don't get me wrong, when it came to the work environment, loved it. Like I loved the work environment at Wells Fargo. The people they were also cool, but I just never bonded with anyone there like I did with people at Bank of America. The thing about Bank of America though is that work environment fucking sucked. Like it was terrible. Like terrible place to fucking work. At least back then it was. So I'm going to talk about my time in this place called customer marketing. I was there for a long ass time. I was in two departments really long, a really long time. It was customer marketing, which is basically sales, and escalations, ECOE. I forgot what the fuck it stood for, but it was escalations. I'm going to talk about my time in customer marketing today. Now, customer marketing was a motherfucker. You had a sal, right? But because you had a sal, we generated revenue. It was a revenue generating department. So we had a lot of fucking perks. A lot of perks. We could do a lot of cool shit. Sometimes they'd pull us off the phones for movies. They'd pull us off the phone as a whole fucking as a whole unit for our meetings, right? Like the whole department would be off the phones. Well, the whole department in our site. I was in Brea at the time. We'd be off the phone. We'd be playing Guitar Hero and all that shit. Rock Band, all that shit. Sometimes you didn't have to play. Like, I would never play that shit. I didn't know how to play it. But I would sit there and watch, and we would just chill. It was cool as fuck. Like, I'm telling you, it's cool, real cool. But you had to be on your shit. You had to be on meeting your numbers. So sometimes that'd be a motherfucker. Like, sometimes it was a motherfucker to hit it. And you wouldn't get paid a lot for the sales you got. I believe it was like you would get 10 cents for every $1,000 in balance transfers you brought in. So at the end of the month, if you're raking about $1 million, you're gonna get about $1,000, $1,400, some shit like that, right? So you're not getting much, but that's monthly. So sometimes you get an extra G in your check at the end of the month. So it worked. I guess it was all right, but not compared to how it was before. But whatever, that's a different story. So what ended up happening is we ended up being on this team. And because I was there so long, me and a few other people on this team, we had been there for a long ass time. There were a few of us, maybe about two or three of us that had been there for a long ass time. We had been there so long that a lot of the people that we were on the phones with, like when we were there taking calls, well, a lot of the managers were taking calls alongside us. So we knew a lot of them before they were managers. This is the one thing that I didn't like about Bank of America. There were a few things. But when it came to the people, one thing I didn't like is a lot of the managers, a lot of people when they became managers, they didn't know how to act. Like they thought they were they thought they were the shit. They thought they were like mas chingon and they were fucking cool and they were better than everybody. Like I don't know why. It just seemed like they sold out. That's what it really, to me, that's what it looked like. Like a lot of these fools were just sellouts and shit. So I was like, whatever, man. So anyways, getting back to the story. So what ends up happening is one day I'm chilling. Right? And let me paint the picture for you guys here. So I was sitting like at this desk right here, right? Right over on the other side, like let's say back here, on this side right here. Where are we at? Right here. Fuck it, whatever. You guys see what I'm saying? Right here on this side, right here. There we go. On this side right here, there was a female employee. She was real cool. We'll chop it up with her every now and then. whatever, like just to chop it up with her. And on this side right here, right across from me, there was a guy. We'll just call him we'll call him Aaron. Aaron sat there, right? So one day I'm chilling, and in sales they let you be a little laxed, like a little relaxed, and they let you get into your zone, right? So one day I'm trying to get into my zone, got my hands in the back of my head like this, chilling, getting ready just to feel my vibe. I gotta feel the vibe, get ready to sell, do what I have to do. When I'm doing that, I smell like nasty, like armpit, fucking nasty. And I had my hands up, so I was like, oh shit. I'm tripping the fuck out. Like, damn, did I forget to put deodorant? Like, I shower every day, sometimes multiple times a day, right? So I'm wondering what the fuck happened. So I'm trying to kind of like get in here and fucking like lower myself into the desk so nobody else could smell me. And I'm trying, like, I'm tripping the fuck out because it's like, damn, this shit smells fucking, like, this shit smells bad. What the fuck is going on here? So I'm really tripping out. And I'm kind of, like I said, huddled into the desk. Like made myself really small so nobody else could see me. I'm kind of like even bending down like low, talking like in the headset like this, trying to squeeze myself, right? So that I don't fucking smell up the place. And I'm tripping out because I still smell it, and it's still like really fucking strong. And I'm tripping out. Like, what the fuck? And I look up and I see Aaron. He's standing up like this, talking, just chopping it up with his hands on his head like this. And I could see the girl. He's talking to the girl on the other side of me. Talking to the girl. How did I do this? Right here, right. Talking to the girl right here. And you could see like she has this weird ass face, like this motherfucker's funky, right? And he's trying to rap to her, smelling the fucking place up. I kind of low key double check and find out, yeah, it isn't me. I'm tripping. You know what I mean? Like fucking, I knew it wasn't me though, low key. But at the same time, you still gotta double check. Like, you don't want to be that smelly motherfucker, right? So I'm relieved. Like, hell yeah. Like, fuck, I like, what the fuck? Like, that would have been embarrassing as fuck. So this guy Aaron, he was a strange cat. Like I'm not disrespecting or anything. Like, he was strange though. One time, what we seen him do is he plucked a few of his eyelash hairs. He'd pluck them, and then he would pluck his arm hairs, and he would put them in the on the desk and make like lines of just his body hair. And the managers had to tell him, hey, fool, you can't do that shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's not sanitary. Don't do that. So they had to warn him a few times about him being, like, real off and shit. Well, I guess the girl across, she couldn't take it anymore. She said, fuck this shit. She told the manager, and they sent him home for not having a proper hygiene. And they could do that. That was one thing that was in the handbook. You have to have cleanliness, proper hygiene for the workforce. And he didn't comply with that. So they sent him home. And that was the first and only time I ever seen somebody sent home for hygiene. So I thought that was fucking that was a trip. I was like, damn, this fool's tripping, right? And also he's trying to rap to a female too. So I was like, dog, this fool's really fucking tripping. So that was the first thing that happened. So that was a trip. The second thing that happened, it had to do with this guy. We'll call him Mark. Call him Mark, right? Mark, and we'll say there was a female named she was our manager. Her name was Terry. Call her Terry. So Terry, like I said, she had a few of us who were on the team for a while. There were about 2-3 of us who had been there for a long ass time, right? We saw a lot of managers come and go. So we were on the phones with her and Mark. Both back our department opened up in Brea, but we originally came from Pasadena. So a lot of us had came from Pasadena, and she didn't. So we saw her come up. We saw her roll through. Me and Mark went from Pasadena over, and a few other guys. So like I had been there. Like I had been there for years, and I saw her become a manager. And I don't know what happened. I guess we weren't meeting our numbers. I was guilty of it. Like I said, it was kind of weird. You only got the way it worked is you got, like I said, 10 cents for every 1,000. So we weren't making bank like that. So a lot of the times, like, you get burnt the fuck out. I got burnt out. I got real burned out where I didn't want to do the job anymore. I was like, man, fuck this. And my numbers suffered. And so she threw a meeting because there were a few of us. Like, her team was at the bottom. Her team was at the bottom of it. They were like, nah, you guys aren't cutting the mustard, right? And she was crazy. Like, I think she was bipolar because sometimes she'll be real fucking cool. Other times she would go off on us. And I would just trip out. Like, the meetings, you never knew. It was a weird ass, like I said, a weird ass work environment. You didn't know what to expect. So I would just trip out. Like, oh man, like, what kind of day are we gonna walk into today, right? So after a few months of not meeting the numbers, she throws a big ass junta, takes us all into a room, and starts like going off on us. And Mark, he just says, go ahead and leave, Terry. Let me take over from here. So we're like, okay, whatever. So fucking Mark goes in there and starts fucking cussing everybody out, like going crazy. What the fuck's the matter with you guys? Who the fuck do you think you're playing with? Do you think this is a fucking game? Just going off, right? And you can't do that shit at Bank of America. I don't know, like maybe in other places you could get away with that shit. At Bank of America, you can't do that shit. So a lot of people were like, fuck that shit. We're gonna file a complaint. We're gonna call HR. I wasn't tripping because I was going on leave. My son Jonathan, he was gonna be born the next day, so I was like, whatever, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm not worried about this shit, right? So I go on to leave. I guess he got in trouble for that shit, but not badly. Like, they didn't really say shit. So I come back. She's not the manager anymore. I think she moved on to another team. I forgot what happened, but Mark is now my manager, right? So I was like, ah, shit, man. And because he knows me from back in the day, he sees my fucking my stats. And before I left, I wasn't meeting, and when I came back that month, I wasn't meeting either. So he's like, hey, check this shit out. You haven't been meeting your numbers. You're not meeting your number this time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna write you up for last time, right? But I'm gonna excuse that. I was like, oh, cool, thanks, man, appreciate it. And he's like, but you better meet your numbers this time. You better get your fucking ass on this shit. And I was like, whoa, this motherfucker's tripping. And he's like, because I'm excusing this shit. I'm letting you get away with this. You know, you should have been written up a long time ago. And he's like, and I'm gonna tell you this, Javier, don't fuck me. Do not fuck me. I don't like being fucked here at work. And I was like, what the hell's the matter with this guy, right? So I'm like, this guy's like a fake ass wannabe mobster and shit. Like, dog, this is Bank of America. Chill the fuck out. Like, yeah, you're really fucking tripping here. Like you're taking this shit overboard. I wasn't tripping this time because he didn't know I had already submitted to leave the team. They had started a new team where you work from, like, I believe it was like 5:15 to 1:45 or 4:15, 5. I forgot what it was, but you worked to about 1:15, I think it was. So you worked early as fuck. It was early. Nobody wanted to work that shift because it was way too fucking early. I said, fuck it, let's do it, right? So I didn't meet my numbers. He didn't do anything. He couldn't do anything to me. He couldn't do anything because I was no longer on his team. But basically, he gave me a stupid mobster threat that was an empty threat because he didn't do shit. He couldn't do shit to me anyways. But yeah, that's the kind of weird shit that would happen at Bank of America. It was a real strange fucking place. Like I said, a lot of the people, a lot of my peers that I sat there and took calls with, they were real fucking cool. Real cool. A lot of the management were dickheads. Some of them were cool too. I still got some people that work there that are cool as fuck. I have relatives that work there. Cool as fuck. But yeah, a lot of the managers, like, I think they move up too quick. They didn't know how to act. They didn't know how to deal with people. That was the problem. You could see who was going to be a good leader and who wasn't. It depended on how you dealt with people. This wasn't like the way I always looked at it is, this isn't your fucking team. Like, you're not, like, this is our team, right? And you just have to lead the team. But what they would think is, this is my fucking team, because it would go by last names. This is team this is team that. Like, if I had a team, which I never did, I was never a manager. But if I had a team, I'd be like Team Raygoza or Team Raygoza, right? So everybody would would report to Team Raygoza and this and that, and people really took that shit to heart. This is my fucking team, and like they wouldn't know how to act, right? But yeah, it was a real trippy place. But I learned a lot there. I did learn a lot. I was there for 11 years, a lot of experience. Uh, I don't regret it, but it was definitely a trippy ass place to work. Yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that. Much love to the Nasty Crew. Much love to the YA babies. And with that, we out. Peace.